Hey, Spuddies! PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6, where we're making some good old progress. We're one turn away from getting our favorite wonder, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Nom 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 nom. Oh, wait until you see it in its final form. Now, our main goal this episode is to continue to spread west, to set up a preserve, faith, all that stuff. We're going to set up a tourism empire to the west. That's what we got to do. We're also dealing with, what I would consider to be just a light invasion from our neighbor, Alexander. And he does not seem to be interested. Oh, wait, he will take away peace. Oh, that's perfect. Never mind. So we're actually not dealing with a war, and we can just get going. I'm going to chop out the aqueduct here. That's going to get us +1 faith per population because we're playing the Khmer. And we can go ahead and start getting the shrine, the prasat, all those beautiful things. And I'm going to go ahead and move Magnus over to probably Angkor Wat. It's got 2 forests that we can make good use of. I could also put it into Pura. Trying to think where the next place to go is. Vimaya Pura might actually be better. So let me pop Magnus into Vimaya Pura, and in a couple turns we'll buy a couple of builders to boost up that city. All right, catastrophic eruption and Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Welcome to the most beautiful city in all the land. Look at those yields. We will be making those yields even better, giving it a little bit of time. However, I think the next thing that we want to go for is potentially an audience chamber this game. The free builder from Ancestral Hall could be incredible as well. Builders currently cost 94 production, so this is 100 production per. Basically, for every settler we purchase, we also get 130 faith bonus, right, of a builder. So there is some value there. And we do have plenty of land to continue settling west. Audience chamber, I don't think is necessary. Audience chamber, I don't think is necessary because we have a ton of amenities and housing already. Like, I suppose you could make the argument that I could get even more amenities, growth, all that stuff from audience chamber. And although it's not normally what I would do, I think in this particular game I am going to go for the audience chamber and go wider in my assignment of governors. Market completed in Yasodharapura. I'm going to come over to Vimayapura and grab myself a trader. We would also like to get the amphitheater. There is a city overlap of 5 right here, which would mean that would be a fantastic place for an entertainment complex. And we're getting to the phase of the game where a zoo could be very useful. That would be a 5-city zoo. We could also make the argument that like an industrial zone could go here. That would be a 5-city industrial zone. It's a 3-production 5-city industrial zone. It's not the worst industrial zone ever. It's also not the greatest. I like the idea of an AoE building in there, but I think if I'm going to build an industrial zone, it's going to be in Lingapura on this sheep tile, because that'll hit 6 cities, all of these 6 right here. So I think this will be a entertainment complex because it'll hit 5 cities. Won't hit Vimayapura, but it'll hit Lahore, all this stuff. So let's get started on the entertainment complex, plus that will boost the theater square, which is always really nice. Okay, let's send a trader from Vimayapura to Angkor Thom. I will also purchase a builder in this city in preparation for the chopping. Let's make sure we chop this tile as well. That'll shave a turn off of this. And this builder, we should probably get that fishing tile online. Pretty close to a golden age. Would be a Renaissance golden age, which not ideal, but I mean, I'll live with it. I'll get this scout to heal up while this other scout continues to explore. Make sure we put a mine on that tile. Get mines wherever we can. You come this way in preparation for chopping. I will also faith purchase 1 more builder. This city's almost ready. You're parked there to protect. You're scouting. Empire's headed towards bankruptcy. Your empire's headed towards asking my butt for answers. Roasted. All right, sick. 1 more turn until Magnus is established in that city and we can start chopping in Vimayapura. Let's get this fishing boat online. It is a 3-food tile. It's juicy. Culture 166.6. We've also got castles unlocked now. The prasat is ready. We could go for the industrial zone immediately. We haven't built our harbor yet. I think I would like to get the trade route in here, so I'm going to work on that harbor. Then coming into this city, let's go ahead and park it down. This is Kampong Sve. Let's immediately get to work on the aqueduct because this city has no housing capability until that aqueduct is done. I'm going to step you down to the left. I'm going to chop that tile. There's the holy site finished. And we're going to immediately get started on the aqueduct, which we will also chop. That's going to be 1 turn until it's finished. Perfect. I love chopping out resources. There's something really satisfying about Civilization 6. And it is times like this when I play this game and I see some of the news about Civ 7 that I get a little bit worried. It's kind of partially why I've been so quiet about the game, is that I'm worried about it. I'm just not that excited. The people at Firaxis have poured their heart, soul, everything into the games. And I know any part of the reason that they fail, so I've just been staying quiet and letting them do what they can. I can't be hyped for something I'm not hyped for. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and grab Theocracy here. It's going to be a 15% discount on faith purchases. And we're going to keep that plugged in for a little while we spread, buy builders, all that stuff. I'll buy another builder in here. Can't quite afford a settler up here. That's fine. You step in there. Let's buy that tile. I need to sell some more resources. I'll sell my iron for as much upfront gold as I can get. I'll also sell off my diplomatic favor. This is why I think diplomatic favor is so powerful, because you can just sell it off to the AI for a big chunk of cash, and they're always willing to buy it. Now let's buy the choppable tiles. We actually have nearly all the choppable tiles in this city already, so I think we'll just chop out the shrine and the prasat, and then we'll look to move this guy to a new city. Oh, I think the settler purchase went off wrong. Let's grab Liang. I'm going to park Liang in Lingapura because I'm going for the Ancestor Audience Chamber that gives amenities and housing for cities with governors. And coming into the capital, honestly, all of these are quite viable for us. I think I want the trade routes for the new cities that are being planted down. They need those traders to get them up and running faster. Where do I think the holy site should go in this city? In theory, there's a +2 over here. There's a +1 right there. Indrapura is a preserve city. That's its goal. So let's start thinking about what that means to build a preserve city. So if I put a holy site right here, now remember, holy sites give +1 appeal to all adjacent tiles, as do, I'm gonna write down all the districts that give +1 appeal to adjacent tiles. It's preserves, holy sites, theater squares, and entertainment complexes. These are all of the districts that give appeal, which are great for when you're going for national parks. Another district you can add in is the neighborhood, and when you're because it can also get tourism, and also when you're playing the Khmer, it's probably a good idea to build aqueducts. So these are kind of like the 6 districts that we want to build in our national park city. So if we imagine, right, if I hold down control, you can kind of see this area. I want to fit national parks inside this zone in a way that's quite comfortable and makes the city better. So like I can nestle a national park right here, right? So if I put down the designate national park, designate national park, designate national park, designate national park. We've got that nice, national park diamond. And so now the places where it makes sense to maybe put some stuff start to unveil themselves. Like once you start locking in some of the decisions about terrain, the satisfying gameplay loop starts to come to the forefront. Now, if I were to move this holy site 1 tile to the right, okay, if I moved it over to this side instead, it's still the same value, but it means I could maybe put a preserve somewhere. The thing I hate about the preserve is the fact that you can't put it adjacent to the city. It makes fitting it in just so much more annoying. Right. So I guess in theory, maybe a preserve could go here, a national park would go there. This just stunts the number of national parks I can get in the city, and I would rather have more national parks and a worse preserve. It's a big problem with preserves. You try to play around making them too optimal, you end up with a bad thing. So let's say holy site goes here, national park right here. The problem is if I put a preserve here, it blocks a thingy. So I guess if the preserve went here instead, it would hit 3 of the tiles in this city that could be national park potential. Then maybe something like the holy site will scale off of 4 adjacent forests. So I'll put forests all here. There's definitely a national park going on these tiles. That's my hope. I don't know if I can make that work. I might have to move it down to here, which means I have to sacrifice an adjacency on this holy site. But I'll go theater square. I'll put an entertainment complex there. I'll start laying down a really nice national park right there. And 3 national parks is a pretty good deal from a city like this, right? That's a 3 national park city. It's got all the districts that we want. It's maybe missing a neighborhood, in which case I could move the entertainment complex up here, put the neighborhood right here, get a high adjacency theater square, and then we've kind of optimized the city for really nice yields actually all across the board. So I like this. I also wish preserves keyed off of coastline. Like that's something that saddens me, the fact that they don't. But this is a really nice city. I love the design of this city. Like this is a very satisfying puzzle to solve. And this is going to be something I'll miss from Civ 7. I think diplomatic service would be good. I would like to build the diplomatic quarter. I don't have the greatest of spots for it. It might fit nicely over here, although I want this to be a farm because it's adjacent to this. It kind of sucks. So with Indrapura's future laid out before it, I'm going to build her and I will, I'll put some more turns into another scout. Okay, Prasat in Lahore has been completed. We definitely want a commercial hub. We want those trade routes. Trade routes are an important part of the game, regardless of the victory condition that you're going for. We have a holy site, we have an aqueduct, we have the commercial hub, theater square and entertainment complex should fit in there. Also, you probably want either a commercial hub or a harbor in your cities. You want either as part of your city build. So the question is, where are my theater square and where are my entertainment complex going in this city? I could put a theater square right there and an entertainment complex right here. That opens up some potential. Let's go for the theater square first. I'm going to take retainers because I want the amenities. I want to be high amenities as much as possible. I'm going to plug in Republican Legacy. I'm going to pull out urban planning because I need the holy site adjacency. And then conscription is pretty good. Okay, let me chop here, and then I will move my archer 1 tile to the left and shoot that guy. I'll send my scout here to occupy. He's going to die, that's fine. I'm going to get some ancient walls up in Intrapura so that we can defend the city a little bit easier. I should totally talk to Canada and say open borders. Very nice. +1 era score for reaching population 15. Urbanization has been passed. Let's keep going. It's a me and Mario. I love it when me's a Mario. So for the short term, I do think it makes sense to make some mines over here in this city. I think it also makes sense to move Magnus over to Kampong Sve, or possibly even Angkor Wat next. Let me grab you. I'm going to move you to Angkor Wat so we can start chopping this stuff out. I'm going to start parking a whole bunch of mines and beautiful things in this city. I don't necessarily want to spend gold on tiles in here, but I will do it to make sure the city has the superpower. I mean, look at that. This city has got some serious production power, and it's honestly it's one of the most satisfying parts of playing a Civ game is when you have a really good city. All right, let's pop in there, build a farm. We need to build a mine right there, and this building needs to farm right there. Let's lay down the aqueduct that we plan. Right, cartography has advanced. There's the lighthouse in Angkor Thom, getting us the +1 trade route. I'm going to buy the trade route in Kampong Sve. I will buy another settler here. Let's think about the settling pattern we want to do. We want to settle in a way where we still get the benefit of, like, well, there's a really nice holy site right there. That means I probably want to put the aqueduct right there, which means we probably want to settle on one of these 2 tiles. I think this tile right here is a decent winner. That leaves this maze tile over here available to settle. It's not a bad spot, which leaves potentially this hill right here to settle. So that's 3 more cities moving out west, trying to get as much tourism from the land, because Civ 6 is all about playing the land. And then probably I don't think it's really worth it for us to settle a city that doesn't have an aqueduct. So this is going to be where I settle for sure. And then settle this city because I can build an aqueduct there, and then possibly settle this city because I can build an aqueduct there. And I think that covers all of this land. Nice and far, nice and tall cities. Okay, lighthouse has been completed in Angkor Thom. I got the trader. I don't need the mosque, although I do like the faith from it. I think more than anything, I'm going to research machinery so I can get a few skirmishers to explore the map. Lingapura got its harbor. Let's get the lighthouse. I think that's a good move. We have 1 settler in here. I'm going to buy myself another settler. I'm going to come up to Indrapura as well. That'll be another settler. So that's, I think that is the 3 cities that we want covered. I'll want another 3 if I can afford them before the end of the era. Vimayapura, I'll grab the mosque because it's a faith increase. Faith is very powerful for me in my build. We have managed to skyrocket. Look at that Petra. We've got this going. Everything's coming together. If we could get the Kilwa Kisawani, would be really nice. I'm going to go for the trade routes with cultural city-states. It's going to be ideal. And I want Wet and Wild to be the religion of the day. Let's talk to Alexander and see if he will give us open borders and we can start exploring in his direction. Now, am I Suzerain of Kandy? I am Suzerain of Kandy, which means we will get free relics when we explore, which is fabulous. Coming into Angkor Thom, what do we need to build? I think probably a good idea would be to get a theater square in this city. And I like the idea of maybe on this tile, I was about to say, oh God, I'm messing up on my hotkeys. Hold on. Yeah, I want to build a water park right here because if I put a theater square right adjacent to that, I'll get +4 in the long run. Now the question is, do I want to build a Grandmaster's Chapel and be able to faith purchase land units? Or do I want to get extra spies? Or do I want to be able to leverage city-states cheaper? I like the idea of being able to buy faith units because it allows me to leverage this into production. And being able to leverage faith into production is like a really satisfying and fun gameplay mechanic. So I'm going to grab the Grandmaster's Chapel. My city is ready to shoot. Trade route from Kampong Sve to Angkor Thom. I also, you know what else I need to build in here? I need to build a Diplo quarter. Now, I don't have a particularly good place for the Diplo quarter, which is kind of sad, really. So I'm just going to pop it over here because that will give another +1 adjacency to the theater square. And I just want the theater square down. Or rather, I just want the diplomatic quarter down. We have walls in Indrapura. That's excellent. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself the granary and the monument so that we can build the city up a little bit more while we're waiting. Oh, goodness, run away. So many barbs over there. Brilliant. We've got 3 settlers, I believe. Yeah, and one of them can't move. There are 9 turns left. I have 6 cities planned. So let me buy another 3 settlers to be sent to the gallows. And by gallows, I mean the front lines. I'll buy a scout here. I'll buy a scout here as well. And we should be able to upgrade them for gold next turn. Okay, lovely. There's machinery. We have access to crossbowmen and skirmishers. So let me upgrade a couple of these scouts to skirmishers because they should be able to explore a little bit better and nail that skirmisher. You wait there. You go forward, you go forward, you go forward, and you go forward. Now we can spend a lot of our faith buying builders. Probably going to try to buy a round of builders in every city on the last turn of the era. Let's go. It's me, Mario. I think it's good for me to get the amphitheaters up. We want that culture. Speaking of things, I have room for relics. Golden Age. I don't remember if I built a galley. I did build a galley. I'm trying to think about how I could get a golden age here. Siege tactics. If I were to research siege tactics in time, this would get me some era score from researching a Renaissance era tech. Coming into Lahore, I'm going to go ahead and grab my commercial hub. I want that gold. My empire needs gold. Oh my goodness. We need to escape. You know, I think if I was designing the scouts for Civilization 6, right? If I was redesigning them, I would let them ignore terrain, but what I would do is, there are 2 promotions. It would be when they level up, they could get +1 movement for starting on a type of terrain. And maybe like a defense bonus or something. Something like that I feel like would be a little bit better. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to make a deal. I'm going to open borders with you. Thank you, good sir. And it's probably about the time of the game where I should start getting open borders with everyone because the trickle of tourism that I'm getting will slowly combine together with all of the other sources to become a storm. We did get the lighthouse in Lingapura. I'm trying to remember which cities do and do not have a trade route. I think Angkor Wat needs a trade route, so we'll get it in there. You are looking pretty good. Is it time to get my industrial zone? We're not that far away from getting industrialization, so it could be good to get my industrial zone up now. Although I think I'll get my watermill and my granary first so that I can pump more food into the city. Oh my god, why did I walk back here? What is wrong with me? I'm almost as good as the Auto Explore AI at getting my scouts killed. Like that is genuinely impressive because that Auto Explore AI is so good at getting them killed. It's crazy good at getting them killed. Okay, we just unlocked diplomatic service. That's going to give us access to our first spy as well as a whole bunch of new things. I don't think we need to change our government. I think this is a pretty optimal government. I would like more garrison units in an ideal world, but that's neither here nor there as it currently stands. But we are moving a train of settlers across the land. I'll send this trade route to Angkor Thom. That's going to be +3 food, +3 production for that city. That's excellent. We could sell off our iron again. Boom. Thank you for the resources. Excellent. Keeping our empire afloat with those trade deals. The next thing that we want to research is pretty much a rush to conservation now because we want to get the tourism from walls and the ability to purchase naturalists. So pretty much rushing down the pipeline for this, I think, is the play. Is there anything on the way that's worth picking up? Military tradition can be good. Naval tradition can be good. I think we just rush down the pipeline. We go straight for it. All right, civil engineering has been boosted. You run away. Oh, you're dead. You're super dead. Never mind. Okay, mosque is completed. We've got Vimayapura. We need to think about what we want to build in here. There's no river. It could be okay for us to build a harbor. Again, kind of referring to our cheat sheet here, right? We have our holy site. We have our aqueduct. It's like, which of these next 2 do we want to go? Do we want to go the trade route? Do we want to go culture? I like trade routes first. Trade routes are always really, really powerful. There is a commercial hub location, but it's not particularly good. You know, theater squares, entertainment districts. I think what I will do is I'll grab this and I'll go for harbor. All right, let's pop you in here and you settle Priya here. We need to actually plan this city now. I do think we don't have any rivers nearby, so the naturally better place for the holy site goes there, then the aqueduct goes there. Okay. Let's drop the holy site. Then Magnus is in position over here. Let me quickly faith buy a builder. I'll faith buy some builders up here as well. I'll even faith buy a builder here. We want to spend our faith before it runs out, or before we can't use it for what we want to use it for anymore. I'm going to get started with a granary in here because we want that city to actually be able to grow. Growth is pretty king in this game. I'll upgrade you to a skirmisher. Ludwig of Bavaria. Nice to meet you, Ludwig. It's an honor. So taking a look at the current biggest threats on the board. I think my biggest threats on the board are Canada, Alexander, Lautaro, Scotland, and Ludwig. Otherwise, I think I'm probably very threatening. I'm feeling very threatening. So let's drop the industrial zone now that we've built the granary and watermill in here to prop up the food that we lose from killing the pasture. I'm actually quite curious about the city overlap. Yeah, lots of city overlap in this whole area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could even be worth it to put more entertainment complexes down here, but yeah, great city overlap. Great city overlap over here too. Let's grab Reina. We're going to plug Reina in, not in Indrapura, but in Vimayapura. Indrapura doesn't need a governor because it's mostly a tourism city that'll be injected with resources, so it doesn't actually need to build anything. All right, let's get the horses online. I'll faith purchase another builder. Magnus is here. Chop out that builder. Overflow into an aqueduct. Chop here. get the holy site going. Perfect. Probably also want the granary and monument in there to get that city up and running. Yeah, we'll harvest this because we want to put forest there soon. Continuing the settler migration pattern over to the left. Feel like I'm playing the Isle. I ran into this channel the other day. It was like this lady, or at least a female presenting voice, and they're playing the Isle. And they put over this like epic, like dramatic music over them just like being like a Gallimimus, you know, potato raptor or whatever, and they're just like kung fu leaping at people. And I don't know why it was so engaging, but it was sick. I think the channel began with an M, like Mamatibis or something. I don't remember. I'm gonna go ahead and research buttresses because it'd be kind of cool if we could get the Hagia Sophia. If we don't get it, it's fine. It is one that's commonly built by the AI. We got the amphitheater in Yasodharapura, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop in here. I will buy all of the luxury resources that are available from the AI, and then I'm gonna go ahead and purchase the great works of writing from the AI that are available for the cheapest, like this one for 200 gold right there. And then I'll take Ambiorix's one. So that's two great works of writing that we just got there. That's +4 culture per turn, +4 tourism per turn. And the value of maintaining open borders has started to go high. We've got the amphitheater in Yasopura. I will quickly grab the granary because +1 food per turn isn't terrible. It's not amazing, but it's also not bad. So definitely worth having a little bit of a look into. There's a reason this type of map is one of my favorites. What can I sell? Let's see what I can sell. There you go. All right, so now I can buy a tile in Angkor Wat. I'll buy this woods tile. I will chop out you. I will overflow to there. Come back here and do this. Chop that. We don't really have good city chops. I want Kampong Sve. I'm going to move Magnus to Kampong Sve. This is where we want to build that St. Basil's. Now, if I'm thinking about where St. Basil's is going to go, okay, there's a potential preserve, a pretty comfortable preserve right here on these tiles, okay? This preserve belongs to Kampong Sve. St. Basil's needs to be adjacent to the city. I'm finding where I might want to put it. If I put a national park right there, St. Basil's could go on one of these tiles. 1, 2, 3, no, there. This goes here. Right, where do we want to put it? St. Basil's. If I put, okay, I think I've got an idea. 1, 2, 3. If I put St. Basil's here, and beside that I put the theatre square, and then beside that I put the entertainment complex. Now I just need to think about where the preserve is going to go. The preserve could go here, which means I could move this entertainment complex to here, and this feels pretty good to me because I could fit a preserve here. I could fit I can't think of the word. I could fit a national park here. I could fit a national park in here. I could fit national parks here. I could potentially even get one over here. But I'm seeing the lay of the land starting to come together here. So St. Basil's will go right there. Okay, there's Hagia Sophia. Now I'm wondering, has anyone actually built that? Nobody has built Hagia Sophia, so we could build this. I don't think we necessarily need to, unless we wanted to continue to spread our religion. It could be fun to spread our religion. So let's grab military engineering. I believe we've fully unlocked Renaissance walls. I'm going to grab military engineering to grab access to Niter that improves some of our tiles. Commercial hub is finished in Lahore. Let's grab the market for the gold and the trade route. Let's also build the aqueduct. I'm going to focus on holy site. Drop a mine right there. Boom. I'm feeling good about this, man. I'm liking this. It's one hell of an age. Okay, sick. The world enters into the Renaissance era. We just got our first industrial zone with +4 adjacency or higher. That's 3 era score for that. We can take another monumentality to continue to pump faith through as builders, which is sick. Yasodharapura has finished a granary. It's got its holy site, commercial hub, entertainment square, theater square, aqueduct. So this has all of these, right? It has these 3. It's missing the preserve, but this is not a preserve city, right? This is one of my core cities, which doesn't need a preserve. Now, an alternative thing that I could go for is stuff like spies, builders, military units, encampments. Encampments can be useful. Campuses can be useful. Personally, I like the idea of getting a spy, so I'm going to get to work on that. Lingapura got its industrial zone. I'm going to grab the workshop in preparation for the next tier of industrial zone buildings. Vimayapura got its harbor. Let's get that lighthouse up. We've got envoys to play with. I would love to get suzerainty of Vatican City if I could. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out charismatic leader, and instead I'm going to pop in diplomatic league to double my envoys. I'll send one to the Vatican and one to Cahokia respectively. Also, did anyone build Kilwa this game? They usually do. Oh, I could get Kilwa. Kilwa starts to be an attractive proposition. Unfortunately, we don't really have the chops, but I could get a builder in position over there in preparation for a small chop of Kilwa. So how far off conservation are we? That's 2 turns, 7 turns, 9 turns, 11 turns. About 10 to 20, about 20 to 30 turns away. We can speed that up significantly, and we will. It's going to take some time. Let's talk to Ludwig and say, hey buddy, why don't you open your borders for me so we can have a little saunter on through and explore the world and learn more about it.
The more science.
All right, let's grab cartography. That will give us +2 gold from fishing boats, and it also leads towards industrialization. I need to build a lumber mill to get mass production, so I need to find like a place where I can maybe stick a lumber mill. You know what? There is a tile right there that I can stick a lumber mill on. Boom, there's mass production boosted. Sure, I won't get to chop that tile, but who really cares? All right, so this is just outside of the range that will piss off Mapuche, so I'm going to settle right there. This is what we call edging. No, I'm just kidding. This is pushing your luck to the edge. Let's get the Granny Rainy Monument up. We're going to faith purchase ourselves a builder in here. Loving the amount of stuff that we have cranking. We got the monument in Indrapura. It's time to build the holy site right there. Perfect. 18 turns until that's ready. And continuing to explore with our little guys. I'm suzerain of Candy. I'm ready to find those natural wonders now. Like, I want those relics. Right. Boom. There we go. +3 era score for settling a new continent. Oh, no, sorry. For the biggest empire by more than 3 cities. That's a big win. Now, let's keep on exploring that way. This city needs to be designed. So let's start taking into account the national park designations. Boom, 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 boom. There's a national park right there. There could be a national park right here. Well, there could be 2 back-to-back national parks. We could make a national park a part of the mountainside if we wanted to, which would allow me to do 3 national parks back-to-back. Like, I could go national park, boom, 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 boom. In fact, I could probably build a national park all the way down here too if I wanted to. Let's say hypothetically, 1, 2, 3. Let's say we wanted to build the longest chain of national parks in civilization history, okay? This is what it would require. It requires building a national park right here, building a national park right here, building a national park right here, building a national park on these 2 tiles, or these 4 tiles rather, and then here as well. And then what if we kept it going, right? We keep the chain, so 4 more up here, and then we looped it back down this way. So we've got a huge chain of national parks coming up my empire. And then if we built it all the way back down towards here, okay, so these 4 tiles, very doable. It would suck to have to give up oranges as a luxury, but I am willing, my life for ire. And there we go. We got like the giga chain of national parks starting all the way to Vimayapura, going up, looping back this way. Now this could be a fun thing to build. This looks like fun. I'm in for this. Is it optimal? Absolutely not. In no universe is this optimal, but there could be a big meme. Like so you might ask yourself, well, why isn't this optimal, Potato? Well, a slightly more optimal way to do it, right, would be to put a preserve here so we can get more value out of this land because it doesn't actually reduce the number of national parks. And then, I guess like if we're doing that, we could put another space between these 2 national parks. This is your preserve. We could put a preserve right there. A preserve could go on this tile. That's your preserve. Where's your preserve going? Here. There's a great tile for a preserve. You've got your preserve planned. Where's your preserve going? So this, and this. So this would have to remain open. That would let you put a preserve there. And where's your preserve going? If I put a preserve here, this lets me keep the oranges. This is, okay, slightly more optimal, but it's still a big meme and it'll still look awesome when we're done. Okay, I'm very happy with this decision. I like this. I like doing this. This is really fun. So Nagara Jayasri. All right, sick. Let's chop this here. Boom. That'll finish the Grand Master's Chapel. Then we can get started on the Kilwa. And if we can get Kilwa plus suzerainty of 2 holy city sites, we'll be able to get like a 15% faith boost across our whole empire. But the next phase of the plan, dude, like I cannot wait until we hit conservation, because that is just like when tourism is going to take off, baby. Anyway, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all next time. Sorry, I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time. That's what I meant to say. Bye-bye.